Massachusetts used to be a sleepy little farm hub. Then, in the 1840s and 50s, it converted into a classic New England industrial community centered around the Housatonnic River. And having gone through stages of deindustrialization common in the Rust Belt in the 70s and 80s, and finally in the early 2000s with the loss of GE, we had some choices to make. Luckily, because of the scenic Berkshires and some of the sites and opportunities around Lee, like Tanglewood, they were able to survive in a much better way than some of the other communities. And they've kind of suffered a renaissance. You can see the Shishi French restaurant right there. That is a testimony to the type of people that frequent Lee during the summer months. But Lee has still got those industrial roots. You can see the smokestack towering behind the row house in front of me along the railroad, and that's marking the Housatonnic River, which is a beautiful, beautiful stream most all year long. It maintains its level nicely. Doesn't get really low like a lot of Massachusetts streams and rivers do, especially Berkshire streams and rivers, because of the narrow drainage basins. The Housatonnic's got a larger drainage basin, so it's able to maintain its level and therefore support trout that hold over. And we're going to check it out right here. I like to stop at this little ice cream joint, which is now closed, obviously, and investigate the level of the river. We're going to check that out now and get to some fishing.
It's March, day after St. Patty's Day, and Officer Beetroot and I are taking on the Housatonnic River. Now, this river has got quite a lot of history that I'll be babbling about in a little while. But what we're looking for are brown trout. And we've got stonefly. Look at that. Beetroot has discovered. Whoa.
Brown stonefly.
That is something else right there.
Is it a brown stonefly?
That's good to know about. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
The point is, we're fly fishing, and that is a dead giveaway. We got to think about that, Scott. Look at that guy. All right. So we're going out on the river. We got the Euro nymph set up right now. Not like we're not going to use other things when the opportunity presents. We are opportunists, of course. But get ready for some Housatonnic River fly fishing action here on Fishing Historic Places.
The Housatonnic River is really quite a unique fishery in western New England. It has a tremendous amount of trout in it, and they're feisty brown trout for the most part, but I've caught rainbows and brookies occasionally. It's got a great bass fishery with fish up to 2 pounds, not uncommon, and fish over that possible. It's also got a lot of panfish and catfish, and there's people that love catching carp in it. One of the things that I think makes it really stand out is that it's got quite a lot of pike in it, including some bruisers. And you'll catch them in places that you would expect to be catching nothing but rainbow trout, beautiful pocket water and plunge pools, and here's a 35-inch northern pike jetting out at you. So it's really got some surprises waiting for you if you decide to fish it. Now, it flows from above Pittsfield through the very heart of the Berkshires. Some of these great Berkshire communities line its banks. Lots of history from the time of the Amerindians all the way up to the very present deindustrial period. I mean, one of the reasons the river is so full of fish is sadly because General Electric, which had a giant plant up in Pittsfield, had polluted it.
Euro nymph action here on the Housatonnic. I don't know what we're looking at. Could be a bass. Could be a decent brown too. He hit on the inside in this thick current. You've got a whirlpool like an eddy here. He's really digging. Oh yeah, he's digging. I'm not going to stand in his way. I'm going to let him fight out there. Oh yeah. It's Mr. Brown Trout. And he was sitting here in this eddy. he was waiting for a meal. And he got one in the form of a nymph. Oh, good fish. Good fish. I gotta keep him. I just retied, so let's hope everything's good with that retie. This guy's a decent sized brown here. I don't want to jump into the pool and spook anything in there because he was right out in front of me by 10 feet. He just buried this. He hit hard, and he's digging. You can see him. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he's digging. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I'm gonna go down here, and I'll be able to go in the pool where there's not gonna be, I don't want to let him get down there. This water's high right now. So let's hope I can get him in right over here. There he is. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. Yep, flashing, throbbing, doing what brown trout do. Barbless hook. Got to keep the pressure on the guy. There he is. So he's a nice little brown. I would say, nice size fish, beautiful markings, and let's get another one. So let's see if we can get another one out of there. We've noticed over the years that they seem to like bubble lines. Bubbles mean food. Oh. But I had him thrashing around in the water a lot, so I probably sounded the fish that were here with him, because I bet you he wasn't alone. He hit too hard and too quick. A lot of times when you get that initial bash in an area like this, and it was a quick one. I mean, I just flicked it in there and I didn't have a time to turn on the camera, and he whaled it. And that means that there's some competition in the water. There's more than one fish. He wanted what I was offering before his buddies could get it. Fish are competitive. Oh, it's another brown. Digging, digging, digging. I'm gonna let him go. Let him run. He can't really hurt me here. Got some fast water way downriver, but I'm gonna keep him right under the pole. Just let him, just kind of keep him up off the bottom. He's trying to get to the bottom. There he is. Nice. A little smaller than the other one, I think, but still game. Got a little bit of fight left in him. What fly is he on? I think he's on the second fly. He is. He's on the top fly. He wasn't going for that jig head. He was going for the top fly. So let's get him over here. There he is. Not a big one, but nonetheless, a feisty brown. Upstream where I was earlier. Oh, and he popped off right when I turned the camera on. Darn it. That was a decent fish. Huh. Well, he popped it right out in front of me, so there's got to be more. Let's see if we can make it happen. I shortened up. I was doing some French nymphing, and I just brought it down close to do more of a Euro style and get better contact with the bottom. The French, I decided to go more of a check nymphing style. So here's what we're doing. We got about a pole length out, and I'm letting it down. Oh, that felt good right there, darn it. Oh, I'm using a heavy nymph. It's like a BB. So I'm getting down. And this one was he barely hit it. It was like he picked it up, boop, and I had him on. You saw I had him on. This is a big fish, I think. This thing was literally under my feet, and he's a big fish. I am kind of a little afraid because I was in a tree a moment ago, and as a result, I was lazy and did not retie. So let's see what this is. I'm pretty sure it's a good brown, big brown. And he's pulling me down the river. He wants to get out in that current and run up. I don't want to do anything dumb here. Trying to keep it up off the bottom. Oh yeah, he's a nice brown. Oh yeah. Drop the Euro nymph right on him and just let it get down like literally at my feet. And he cooperated. Keep my pole to the side here. He's flogging and throbbing down there. Oh, it's not a brown. Look at what it is. It's a big old sucker. That's funny. Well, I'll take him. He gave me a great fight. Look at that. Look at that sucker mouth he's got there. Oh! Kind of a goofy looking fish, but a nice little fight. Oh, he's hooked on the second fly. And probably telling me I need to do some Euro nymph in here because I hadn't. I had skipped this spot, and this is probably a good spot. Oh, look at Mr. Stick. See, I couldn't have caught Mr. Stick if I didn't Euro nymph this spot. We're in the land of the Housatonics. Of course, down at the monument in Stockbridge, they call them the Stockbridge Indians. They were identified early as good Indians, I guess because they made favorable land treaties with the Englishmen at the time, the settlers on the Housatonic River here, who established Stockbridge and Great Barrington. So they were good Indians. And then there's the Mohawks, not that far away. Now the Housatonics had lived on both sides of this river for years and years, but the Mohawks, first armed with Dutch guns, and then English guns, and of course remaining neutral in the wars that savaged the Amerindian tribes early on, ultimately became so powerful that they began pushing east and driving the Housatonic Indians and the Taconic Indians out of their homelands. This river then becomes the dividing line between two language groups, two distinct nations of Amerindians. Mahican, or as we call their village, Housatonic, and Mohawk, called by the Mahican Makwa, which means, of course, man-eater, which we will do a Fishing Historic Places episode on in its entirety, I think, because we need to talk about that. People don't have any idea. And that means you can generally get your fly to them. It's all about the drift, of course. There's another one, probably another sucker. Right under my feet again, where that last sucker was. So he's digging. I gotta get him on the... I gotta get him on. It feels like a sucker. If it's a brown, it's a good brown. I don't feel the head shaking like I did last time. So we don't know what it is yet. We can't identify it. So we have to take our time. Now, if it's a sucker, we could be a little more aggressive. Oh, he's flying around. I just put my net back where my net belonged. And I got enough line out. He's heavy. He is a heavy fish. Digging, digging, digging. Digging, digging, digging. A little more active than the sucker. The sucker took me downstream and did a lot of head shakes. This guy maybe feels more like a trout. If it is, again, it's a big trout. Keeping upward pressure on him to get him up off the bottom. Keep that darn, yeah, it's a brown. It's a big brown. Keep that darn hook in his mouth. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him taking me for a ride. Look at him taking me for a ride. It's not that big of a brown, but it's not a small brown. Oh, get in the net, get in the net. He's in the net. Look at that guy. And he took that big, ugly fly right in the end of the snout. Right in the end of the snout. How funny is that? What's he look like? Yeah, he's 15, 16. He's a fat guy too. Beautiful Housatonnic River brown trout. Here on the Housatonnic River. Wow! With this ugly fly right here that I tied myself on a little jig head. Of course, we did get one on the top fly, courtesy of Big Y Fly. Let's see what else happens here. Nymphin, instead of doing the French nymphin, and that guy hit. He was waiting right there for it. So I was patient, right? I said to myself, stop trying to get out in the middle of the stream and just fish the fish that are right here. Don't be stupid. There's one of them pterodactyls right there. Look at that thing. He sees me with a fish on. He's coming over to investigate. Look at him. Crazy pterodactyls. I know he wants my fish. The blue heron. That's really not a pterodactyl, everybody. People from Chicopee are going to think that I've got pterodactyls up here on the Housatonnic. I want to scare my Chicopee friends. So I got him coming. And this guy, he don't seem to be that big. He's not small, though. Look at him. He's not small. He didn't like me bringing him up out of the water like that. Oh, yeah, look at him. He's a fat guy. Another nice, nicely marked brown. Oh, look at him. Nice. And where did he get it? Which one did he hit? He hit the bottom fly, and he got it right in the nose. Look at this guy. Nice, big, fat little guy, right? See him? Got a belly on him. And he's got them beautiful, beautiful spots. Back he goes. He's fallen victim to the Euro nymph. I mean, purist guys, like, I mean, hey, I like to catch fish. I'll use almost anything to do it if I have to, right? Now, this isn't crazy. It's not. Oh, got a little nick in there. I don't know if I like that. Little nick. Got to cut the line and retie, because I have a nick right, I don't know if you can see it there, right there. So when you fish on the bottom like we are with the Euro nymph, take your time. Every once in a while, run your finger along that fly line. In a river like this, and rivers like you have, wherever you are, you never know. I mean, this is a river that has a lot of holdover browns. So, that means I could end up with a 6 or 7 pound fish on. It's probably not going to happen. But if I do want to know that I haven't done anything stupid. Meaning that I've made every effort to make sure that I'm squared away. Oh, look at that. beaver's hard at work. You can see twigs tumbling down. Oh, one just missed me. There's one. That's a good fish. On the streamer. That's a big brown. Now, that's a big brown right there. That was shocking. He came whipping out from in there and he hit that streamer like a, I don't know, like a big brown. I'm gonna get him over here in the net. He's a big ugly brown with a big hooked jaw. Oh man, that's a nice fish. Every once in a while, you do something right. That's a hog.